Hey Selena, are you there? I wanted to talk to you about Julie's wedding. You see, I think I'd actually like you to stay home and take care of things while I go. In fact, I'm actually going to be going with my ex-wife.
Excuse me? What in the world are you talking about?
Well, it's just that she's Julie's real mom and you're not. I just think it would be better if her and I went and you stayed home.
But, you can't just ask me to do this out of nowhere. Besides, that woman might be Julie's biological mother, but I am her parent. I have been raising that girl for the past 20 years that we've been together. You can't just tell me that you're going to be giving my seat to your ex?
I don't know what else you want me to say. I was talking to Ruth and she said that she really wants to be there. And ever since Julie announced that she was getting married, Ruth has been even more vocal about being there at the wedding. And I think it would be pretty awkward if we try to give both you a space there, don't you think? So please, can you just stay at home that day?
How can you even suggest something like that? Why should I have to stay at home? If anyone should be missing from Julie's wedding day, it's Ruth. Are you forgetting that after she gave birth, she abandoned you with Julie? And after that, you're just going to let her waltz into the wedding and pretend to be a mother again?
Okay, now hold on just a second. I really don't think that you're being fair to Ruth at all. Like it or not, she did carry and give birth to Julie. And I think that means we owe her at least a little bit of our respect, don't you?
No, actually, I do not think that we owe her even a single ounce of respect.
Selena, please. I really think that you're being unreasonable. Yes, you might have raised Julie for basically all her life. But are you really going to tell me that that's worth more than being someone's actual biological parent? Think of it this way. The whole reason you were able to raise Julie in the first place is because Ruth did what she did. So in a way, you kind of owe her, don't you think? I know that you think you've dedicated the last 20 years of your life to Julie, but don't let that get you carried away.
Carried away? Are you kidding me right now, Richard? Why are you even defending Ruth right now? I remember that when you and I first got together, all you would ever do is complain about Ruth.
Well, that was then and this is now. And the fact of the matter is that I think that Ruth deserves to see her daughter get married. Just like any parent should for their children. She even wrote a letter for Julie that she wants to give to her on her wedding day. She was crying when she was telling me about her plan to give it to her.
You're still not telling me how you can just forgive her for all of this.
I know that Ruth wronged Julie and I. She betrayed us and I get that. But I think that she's really changed her ways. She called me the moment she heard that Julie was getting married and I can hear the tears in her voice. She's not the same woman that she used to be. I know it.
Hold on just a second here. Why is she calling you so often about this? Have you two been meeting in person?
Well, after she called me, I did ask her out to lunch just because it had been so long. And then lately, we've been going out drinking too.
Excuse me? When were you going to tell me any of this?
I wasn't really thinking about it. All I could think about was how much prettier Ruth has gotten over the years. So now we've been keeping in contact mostly to coordinate stuff about the wedding. But did you know that Ruth still isn't remarried? I guess she just never got over leaving Julie and I. That's how I know that she really meant what she was telling me.
I don't get it, Richard. Are you telling me that after all this time, you've rediscovered feelings for your ex-wife?
I'm just glad that you said it so that I wouldn't have to. But it's true. My heart has already decided. So I think it would be best if we just ended our marriage now so that I could get back together with Ruth and put our family back together. But don't worry, I'll never forget all the good times that we had together.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. How could you do this to me?
Well, I'm just thinking that this would be best for Julie. Besides, Ruth promised not to cheat on me anymore and that she would be loyal for the rest of her life. I think the timing of this is all a sign that this is the right thing to do. That's why we're going to get married and have a second chance at our life.
I don't even know what to say to you right now. You've been secretly going out with your ex-wife? Then you tell me that I should give up my seat to Ruth for Julie's wedding. And now you're telling me that you want a divorce so that you can marry Ruth again? Do you have any idea just how much of an idiot you're being?
I really am sorry for where this leaves you, Selena. But even Julie thinks that Ruth and I should get back together. She said, I hope you two have a nice life when I told her about it. So you see, she's really happy for the two of us.
I don't believe it. Did Julie really tell you two to have a nice life?
Of course she did. You don't think that she's happy to be getting her real mom back after all these years? And what's more, to have both of them at her wedding watching her proudly? Honestly, if that isn't enough to make you agree to all of this, then I don't know what to say.
Are you kidding me right now?
Look, I'm in love with Ruth and we're getting back together. She is going to be at Julie's wedding and not you, so don't bother showing up.
Okay, fine then.
Oh, and by the way, I have some divorce papers that we should sign once I'm back home.
Oh, trust me, we couldn't get divorced fast enough to make me happy. I dedicated the last 2 decades of my life to you and Julie. I can't believe that you both betray me like this, but if this is what you want, then don't let me stand in your way.
Thank you so much for your understanding. I knew that you would if we just talked this out.
Hey, Julie, I just want to let you know that your father and I are getting a divorce. I'm very sad that I won't be at your wedding, but I really do wish you all the joy and happiness in the world. I also transferred some money to your bank account as a little wedding present. I hope you have a wonderful life, Julie. Wait, what? Mom, what are you talking about? You and Dad are getting a divorce? What's going on? Did something happen? Did the two of you get into a fight or something like that? What do you mean, Julie? Your dad told me that you were already informed about this. Don't you know that he's getting back together with Ruth, your birth mother? That's why he and I are breaking up. He's doing what? This is the first that I'm hearing about any of this at all. Wait, really? Are you sure? Your dad told me that he had talked to you about this. He told me that you were very supportive of him getting back together with Ruth. He said that I was supporting him getting back together with Ruth? When did this happen? Did he really think that I'd ever approve of this? Mom, I have no idea what's going on here at all, but I want you to know that it isn't how like you're saying at all. I'm confused then. What is going on? Well, Dad actually called me not that long ago to talk about his plans after I get married. Well, he told me that he was going to be selling the house and moving into a condo with Mom. Then he asked me what I thought of that, and I told him that it was a great idea and that I wish you two all the best. But that whole time, he only used the word Mom. So obviously, I assumed that he was talking about the two of you. He never mentioned Ruth even once. I see. But then what does this mean? What is even going on? Are you telling me you had no idea that your dad was getting back together with Ruth? Well, I guess that means you don't know that she's planning on being at your wedding too, right? Excuse me? She better not be. Is that why you wouldn't be coming to my wedding? Because my dad was trying to replace you with her? Your dad was telling me that I guess Ruth has some letters she wrote that she's been wanting to give you. I don't even want to even see the envelope that's holding that letter. Why would I want anything to do with a woman that cheated on my dad and left us? I can't believe that he would want anything to do with her either. I don't know. I guess he said that she's really changed over the years. He said that she's only gotten prettier with time. I guess he just fell back in love with her. After all, Ruth was your father's first love, you know. Even so, if my dad is letting a woman like Ruth fool him, then he's just being stupid. You're the only mom I need. You were the woman who raised me for the past 20 years. How could Dad ever think I'd want otherwise? Oh, Julie, thank you so much for saying all of that. It makes me feel so much better. Well, just know that I'm going to do something about this, so you have nothing to worry about, and you will be getting an invitation when I have the dates down. You are going to be the only mom at my wedding.
Selena, are you there? Please, you have to take me back. Let's get married again. I've signed my portion of the wedding certificate, so now I just need your signature.
What in the world are you talking about? What happened to you and Ruth?
We're not going to be getting married anymore. She ran away from me right before we were supposed to sign the marriage papers.
She ran away? What does that even mean?
I don't know. I think that she was cheating on me again. How could I ever have believed her? Actually, I know that she was cheating on me because I caught her texting several other men.
Was she really?
That's right. Not only that, but she was talking to someone slated to take over his family's company. I guess when she found that out, she figured to cut her losses with me.
I see. So basically you're saying that your actions have finally come around to bite you.
Please, I never should have divorced you. I was fooled by Ruth's crocodile tears, but they were all just lies. You have to forgive me for this. I was fooled. Can't you see that? I'm a victim here too.
Are you seriously trying to call yourself a victim in this?
Now, I understand why you might be mad about this, but I really hope you can see how I'm not to blame for this at all. You're not actually going to let 20 years of being together go to waste, are you? Let's just go home and be a family again. We can even go as a couple to Julie's wedding. What do you think?
I think that you're a bit late for that since we're in the middle of the wedding now.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that the wedding is going on right now and I'm here as Julie's mother. Even the rest of your family is here. Everyone but you, that is.
I don't get it. What's going on here? What do you mean the wedding is going on right now? Julie's wedding isn't supposed to be today?
Oh, I'm afraid it is. I'm here looking at how beautiful Julie looks in her wedding dress. Everyone here is crying tears of joy, just so happy to see her.
Wait, but this can't be right. I haven't heard of Julie setting a date for a wedding. I haven't even gotten an invitation. Are you telling me that Julie is getting married and she didn't even invite me?
I wonder if that might have something to do with you not being her dad at all?
What is that supposed to mean? Of course I'm her father. She's my daughter. She's my flesh and blood.
You still don't get it, do you? Family is so much more than genetics. I thought you would have figured that out by now. Does the fact that Julie calls me mom mean nothing to you?
What are you getting out?
And in that same vein, she doesn't think of you as her father one bit. In the past 20 years, you've barely been a parent to her at all.
Oh no, this is really bad. I have to get a hold of Julie right away. This can't be happening. I'm her father. There's no way that I'm gonna miss my daughter's wedding. Maybe she just forgot to send me one. There's no way that she wouldn't invite me to something as big as this.
I'm sorry, but you'll have to do all of this later. We're all in the middle of her wedding. If you bothered her about this, it would only ruin her day, so why can't you just give her this day?
But that would mean missing my own daughter's wedding. This can't be happening. I have to get there right now.
Do you even know where the wedding is happening? Look, I really don't have time for this. I'm here to enjoy Julie's wedding. So just accept that Julie has decided on her own who her parents are. Hey, Mom. I just wanted to thank you again so much for today. I was really nervous, but seeing you there for me was a huge help. And thank you so much for inviting me to your beautiful wedding. I was just touched the whole time. And I promise to always treasure this letter you've written me. It was all beautiful. I'm really glad that you liked it, Mom. Anyways, my friends and I are going to be going out soon, so I guess we'll talk later, right? Sorry, just one more thing before you go. I really recommend you turn off your phone before going out. I just know that your dad is going to try and get a hold of you to talk about all of this. Oh, trust me, I've noticed. He's been blowing up my phone for hours now. I guess it sounds like things didn't work out so well with him and Ruth, right? He even told me that you told him you didn't want to marry him even though he offered. Well, of course I wouldn't want to marry a man like him again after all of this. And I don't blame you. I even told Dad as much. In fact, I told him that after today, I'd never ever talk to him again. You mean you're just going to cut your dad out of your life? Of course. He's hardly been a parent to me, especially compared to you. And I wouldn't want the man who treated you the way he did in my life any longer. Well, I guess that means that your dad really is going to be all alone after this. You know, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I can't even come up with a good memory I have with Dad. And of course, I'm sorry that he was cheated on by Ruth, but I think he was always using that as an excuse for his behavior. And I know that because of that, he made your life much more difficult when it came to being married and raising me. But even before he married you, life wasn't easy for me with him anyways. Wait, really? You mean that even before I came, your dad wasn't doing a good job of raising you? He would always have my hair cut so short, and when I asked him why, it's because he said if I had it any longer, it reminded him too much of Ruth. And he was always picking out clothes that he said Mom would never wear that I should. He basically tried to control my life because he hadn't gotten over what Ruth did to him. I see. Well, I don't think I had any idea of that at all. And I guess even 20 years later, he still wasn't over her. I would have thought that having a new family would have meant that he'd moved on, but I guess not. Really, he was just waiting for Ruth to come back into his life so he could drop everything and be with her. Julie, I'm so sorry for all that you've had to go through, even when you were little before I met you. But you did so much for me. You let me get whatever haircut I wanted and helped me figure out my own sense of fashion. You treated me the way a real parent should. And now I know that you're the only real parent that I've ever had. So I hope that I've been half as good the daughter to you as you've been the mother to me. Oh, sweetie. Well, I don't know what to say. Except, of course, you're my family and you always will be. I love you, Mom, so much. But my friends are asking when we're going to be leaving for the after party, so I think I really do have to go now. We'll talk soon, though, and thanks again for everything. After that, I heard through the grapevine that Richard went through with his plan to sell the house. Of course, now he had no one to move in with. Ultimately, he ended up going to live with his parents, but that didn't last long as they realized housing Richard would mean not seeing Julie anymore. They told Richard that he had screwed up his family, but that he shouldn't try and screw up theirs. Richard was only allowed to stay with them for a week before being asked to move out. Even after he moved out, his parents were still giving him flack about letting things with Julie deteriorate to the point that she wouldn't even invite him to her wedding. After that, I heard he moved to a new town and is trying to start a whole new life where nobody knows him. As for Ruth, it turns out her new man was nothing but a fraud, and that his business collapsed not long after their marriage. I hear that Ruth is still with this man, trapped by the debt and scared to leave. Julie enjoyed the rest of her wedding night and even went on a lovely honeymoon trip with her new husband. The whole time she was there, she was sending me lots of pictures and messages. I told her not to forget to enjoy her trip while she was on it. While she was away, I moved into an apartment by myself. When she returned, Julie came to visit me and we had a belated housewarming party. She told me all about her trip and we didn't say a word about her father.
Emily, I have a business trip next week. I need to get ready later today because I'm gonna leave early in the morning.
Oh, John, really? I can't believe you're leaving again.
What do you mean again? Are you complaining about me being out for a business trip? It's my job. I can't change it.
I understand that. But it doesn't really matter how many business trips you have. It's always too much.
No, it's not.
But you're always out for a business trip. You didn't change the department you work at or a company itself. It's so weird you go for a business trip all of a sudden.
It's normal to have unplanned business trips. I don't schedule them myself.
Yes, I understand that too. I also remember that before, you told me that there are not so many business trips at your work, so it's not that tough, didn't you? I don't understand why all of a sudden a department which does not have so many obligations all of a sudden increases a number of business trips.
Oh, okay, I see how it goes. You're a housewife, that's why you make such conclusions. You don't understand.
Oh, I am a housewife right now, but I used to be a full-time employee for 3 years after I graduated from university before we got married.
Exactly, that's what I mean. It used to be like that a long time ago. It's different now.
Well, that was not that long ago. We got married 2 years ago.
But it depends on the company. Rules are different in different companies. My company is like that.
Well, yes, probably you are right. Rules are different in different companies.
Exactly. It's absolutely impossible that the content of work is the same in each company. Sometimes the amount of business trips can increase.
Well...
It seems like you still don't understand. Maybe you think I'm lying to you.
Well, I don't think that you lie. I just think that it's a little bit strange.
So it means that you don't believe me.
I'm sorry.
Maybe you lied to me about something. Or maybe you feel guilty about something.
Guilty? What do you mean? I don't feel guilty about anything. So you suspect me of lying to you?
I'm telling you, you behave really strange. You suspect me of something as you try to find something so you can blame me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I wish things are good at your work. I really do. Good luck, and I'm really sorry once again. Hey, John. I need to ask you something.
Oh no. Why didn't you ask me before I leave? I'm at work now. Okay. Ask me, but quickly.
Well, if you answer me the truth, I won't need much time.
Why are you talking to me like that?
Okay, so that's why. Please answer me the truth, okay? When I was preparing your clothes for a business trip for doing laundry, I took your things from a suitcase and I saw earrings which are not mine. How can you explain it to me?
Earnings?
Yes, my dear husband. Earrings! You don't wear them, do you? And those were definitely not mine. So I'm asking here, whose earrings were those?
Well,
Well, can you explain it to me, please?
oh, it was a present for you.
Oh, really? You think you can use such a lie?
It's not a lie. I found them at a local jewelry store and I immediately thought about you, Emily. They will suit you perfectly.
Okay then. So why were they unwrapped in your suitcase? If it's a present, they shouldn't be open like that, don't you think? You put a ribbon or something like that, but they were laying in your suitcase without anything.
No, really, I was planning to wrap them, but then I realized that I want you to try them on first.
Oh, okay. Can you please stop lying to me? First, I thought that those could be your colleagues, but in this case, you shouldn't have lied to me and be so scared. Do you have an affair? So she left them in your suitcase?
No, what are you talking about? Oh, I almost forgot. These are my sisters. I stopped by her house when I was on my way home, so probably they fell into my suitcase.
Oh, really? Does your sister wear earrings like that? I remember her wearing more simple items. It doesn't look like her, really.
Oh, Emily, you people's taste change sometimes.
Okay, I got it. Next time I see her, I return them to her.
Okay, I need to go now.
Sure, good luck. Hey, John, what time will you be back home? Later than usual today?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you. I have a business trip today. I won't come home.
Are you joking? You simply don't have enough clothes for a business trip.
Don't worry, I have enough clothes. Otherwise, I can always buy something.
That is so weird. I was told that you would have a business trip in several months, and now again you are leaving all of a sudden?
Well, my boss has decided it today. What can I do? That's my company's policy, believe it or not. Show some appreciation here. I am the one who provides our family with everything.
Yes, you are right. I'm sorry. So where are you going this time?
To Washington.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to Pennsylvania again to pop into your sister's house because you took the earrings. I left them in the living room, but I don't see them now.
What are you talking about? I'm not going to Pennsylvania. And why did you decide that I take them? I don't know where they are. Forget about them.
How can I forget? Every time I'm asking you about something, you become more and more annoyed.
So don't ask me anymore.
Oh, you definitely have an affair.
Oh, the fact that you're still doubting me makes me uncomfortable. I told you, I don't have an affair.
Yes, you do. Your trips to Pennsylvania and Washington, they are all lies.
Okay, in this case, can you please leave my house? Yes, you hear me. You don't show any appreciation or respect. I work for both of us, and you have nobody to help you but me. Your parents died, you don't work. You either say sorry for all your doubts or you leave.
Okay, I'll leave then.
What did you say?
You heard me.
What do you mean?
You just told it by yourself. Oh, I actually feel such a relief now, because I literally didn't know how to tell you. So I'm very glad you told it by yourself.
And what are you gonna do?
It's not your business anymore. We are getting divorced, right?
Divorce?
Yes, as far as I am living, we are getting divorced. And we'll be total strangers then. You don't care, do you?
Well, no, I don't.
Oh, perfect. Such a relief, actually. And I am glad I finally will be away from your parents. They were very annoying about us having kids.
Oh, that's how you thought about my parents?
I told you from the very beginning about kids and your parents said okay. Nowadays, some couples live without kids. And then when we got married, they kept saying that they would love to have grandchildren.
They changed their mind.
And I didn't, because you go to your business trips too often, not letting me know in advance. You blame me of accusing you, and yet I am 100% sure you have an affair. You always complain about the way I cook, do laundry. I am tired of all of that. Why don't you just say it clearly?
I'm not lying. I don't have affairs.
Okay, I trust you. I got it. But anyway, it's a good thing we sealed about our divorce mutually. I will leave you a divorce petition so you will have to sign it.
Okay, fine. But just to let you know, if I see you or your clothes when I return, I get rid of it immediately.
Oh, okay, don't you worry. Hey, John, can you please calm down your parents?
Don't you understand? I'm in the middle of work? What has happened?
They are arguing with me.
Arguing about what?
They came to our house. They're asking me how could I initiate our divorce, blaming me. But I have nothing to do with that. It was your decision.
No, it wasn't mine.
What are you talking about? It was you who told me to get out of our house.
But you were the first one who mentioned the divorce.
You didn't tell your parents that it was my idea, did you?
Yes, I did. That's exactly what I told them, because it was definitely your idea.
Oh, you are such a... They're blaming me that I didn't want to have kids, and that's why I used an excuse that I couldn't, but it's not true.
By the way, you know that you are going to pay for all the fees for our divorce, because you are the part who signed the divorce petition first.
Oh, you are definitely wrong here. You will pay all the fees and penalties because they are paid by the part who was the reason of the divorce. In this case, it's you.
Oh no, it's you who's going to pay for all the moral compensation for my stress about the divorce.
I will get all of the compensation money.
Consultation? What do you mean?
I know everything about your affair.
Oh, again. Ugh. What do you know?
It's useless now to play a fool. I got all the information about you having an affair a long time ago.
Oh, don't be foolish. What can you know? You're not a working housewife. How can you even talk about things like that?
Okay, if you want to think like that, it's your choice. You will understand everything pretty soon.
I'm sorry. Are you threatening me?
No. You'll know everything soon enough. Okay, I must go now. Want to be polite with your parents. Somebody needs to be polite in this family.
Emily, I'm sorry. My parents won't disturb you anymore with all these conversations about kids. I'm really sorry. Can you please return?
Return? What do you mean? You received all of the official divorce registration papers, didn't you? So what do you want from me now? We are strangers. I don't want to know you anymore. Why do you want me to return all of a sudden? Is that because my lawyer was there? Oh, so he explained to you how much you're gonna pay, didn't he?
Well, he did.
Oh, I told you that, remember? But you didn't want to take it for a serious cause because I am a housewife. You underestimated me. Didn't you realize what happened to cheaters like you? If you didn't, I'm really sorry for you.
Well, I knew you suspected me, but I wasn't sure you knew everything. How come you hired a detective? A housewife cannot afford this.
A housewife probably cannot, but I started work since last month.
How? Why didn't you tell me anything? Where did you get the money for that? You just started working last month.
Well, I saved some money when I was living alone before our marriage. I didn't buy all the fashionable clothes, so I was able to save some money when I worked. Also, your sister helped me out.
My sister? What do you mean?
Oh yeah, she supported me a lot. I contacted her so she gave me some information about your affair. And, of course, she was very surprised about the earrings. You were talking too much, John. You thought she was on your side, but obviously, she wasn't.
Damn it!
Oh, I'm sorry. You were too naive. So I got all of the evidence from the detective and your sister, and provided my lawyer with all of the information.
But $30,000 is way too much. I don't have this money to pay you.
Oh, don't you? You've been seeing this woman for such a long time, even before we got married. So our marriage was all a lie. You both work in a big company and earn enough to pay. I put together all the information both your sister and the detective gave to me. And all of your business trips too were a lie, because I checked with your company.
What?
Yes, I sent them several emails and they kindly replied to me. You didn't go to any business trips.
Oh no! Tell me you're joking. You couldn't do that to me.
Oh, poor John. How could you do that to me?
Oh, you are a low-class woman. How will I work there now and pay you back?
I don't really care. Even if you quit, the amount of money you need to pay me back is gonna be the same. And typically, low-class men can say things like that about women. By the way, it seems like your parents and your sister don't want to talk to you anymore.
How do you know this?
Well, your sister told me that her ex-boyfriend cheated on her, so she can't stand men like that. And when she told everything to your parents, they didn't support you either. Anyway, it's better if you ask them. I must go now.
What about us?
Us? There's no us anymore, John. Goodbye. And pay all the money you owe me. By one payment.
That's impossible. I can't pay you all at once.
Yes, you can. You two earn enough. Good luck with that.
Wait, Emily.
I blocked 3 of them, except my sister-in-law. After that, I entrust everything to my lawyer. Poor John. He had to quit his job because everybody knew them, and so did she. And now they are working part-time to somehow afford their living. His parents don't support him anymore, and his sister doesn't even want to talk to him. I returned to a full-time work at the office. I still connect with John's sister, and I am very grateful she helped me with the divorce. So now, I am ready to help her whenever she needs me.
Hey, Daisy, are you there? What do you think you're doing missing New Year's with the family? You should be at my parents' house with the rest of us. Happy New Year's to you too, Lily. I'm so sorry that I couldn't make it over to the house. I'm sure you heard from your brother, but something very important came up for me and I wasn't able to go. What could possibly be more important than spending New Year's Eve with family? I'm sorry, but I had to work. In fact, I know a lot of people who had to work through the holiday. I know that some people have to work through the holidays, but why would someone who doesn't even have a college degree like you need to? What kind of job could you possibly have that wouldn't give you the day off today? I mean, I don't think my level of education matters. Lots of places stay open for the new year. But if you really want to know, I'm in charge of a big project in the office and I had some work I needed to get done on it. You really expect me to believe that you're in charge of anything? Why don't you just stop with all these excuses already and come back home? It really is just unacceptable that you're not here to help us celebrate right now. I really don't know why we always have to do things like this, Lily, especially after we've talked about this before. But I really don't like the way that you always harp on the fact that I didn't go to college. You always use that as a way to look down on me, and I really don't appreciate it. I mean, do you realize that I'm sending your parents, and by extension you, $1,500 a month? What are you talking about? I know that that money doesn't come from you. Obviously, that money that I use to pay for my school comes from my brother. How dare you even try to take credit for that? What's the matter with you? Are you serious? Is that really what you think? I know it, actually, and I know that you don't make enough to be sending that kind of money. So how about you just stop making all of these excuses and get over here already? Don't you realize how disrespectful you're being by not being here?
Daisy, are you there? I really am so sorry about what my sister was lying to you. I tried to explain to her about why you wouldn't be able to come, but I guess even my parents were calling you.
That's right. I actually wasn't able to get any work done thanks to them.
You mean they were calling and messaging you that much?
That's right. I finally had to mute both of them because my phone wouldn't stop going off. I'm sorry, but I really just don't want to talk about this until you get home.
I understand, but still, I just wanted to say how sorry I am for my family. I really did try to make them understand, but nobody listened to what I had to say.
Well, then you can't blame yourself for that. Besides, it was mostly just your sister making fun of me for not going to college. She was bragging about how everyone in your family went to such fancy colleges. And then was going on about how I'll never be able to find a good job with no degree.
I really just don't get Lily sometimes. She just has such outdated views of people that don't seem to change no matter what. Honestly, it probably would have been best if I stayed at home with you and didn't bother coming here.
Oh, what are you talking about? Of course you shouldn't have done that. Your parents love you very much, and I know that if you didn't go, it would hurt them a lot. I'm just sorry that your sister and I can't seem to get along no matter what I try.
Well, I'm starting to reach the limits of patience with her as well. I mean, we make sure that you and I are there for every other family event, so I don't get why she has to treat you this way for missing one little day, especially when you have work that you need to do.
No, but well, I wish we could have been together today, but we're always so busy and our schedules never match up.
I know, and even when we do have time off together, we always end up spending it visiting my family. I think I'll have to try talking to Lily one more time about this. She can't keep behaving this way and thinking that she can get away with it.
Well, I really am grateful for how upset you're being on my account. In fact, that's really all I care about with all of this.
Of course I'm mad about this. You're my wife, and my sister shouldn't be allowed to look down at you like this. Especially since you do so much for her by paying for her school. I've explained this to Lily over and over again, but she thinks I'm just making excuses for you.
Well, I suppose she has it in her head that there's no way someone who doesn't have a college degree could send money like I do every month. But she also has no idea that I make over $100,000 a year.
I know, and I have tried to tell my family the situation over and over again, but I think if they won't listen, then I'll have to tell them I'm never visiting home again, because I don't want to be around so-called family if all they're going to do is either make fun of you or not stand up for you.
Are you really sure that you want to do this?
Of course I'm sure. If they're not going to change, then we need to do something. Besides, I want to be able to spend the time that we have off together. I'll talk to my work and try to arrange it so that I can take some time off and you and I can be together.
If you're really sure about this, then I'll try and get my work done quickly too. Then hopefully we can match up these days that we'll take off together.
Perfect. In fact, tomorrow, why don't I take you out for a nice New Year's date?
What have you done? John just messaged me and said that he wasn't going to be coming over. He said that he was never going to be coming to visit home again.
You mean he really did it? Oh, here I thought he might still go. But wow. Well, at least I know that John really knows how to keep his word.
What are you talking about? This is the worst. Do you have any idea how much this is going to crush my parents? My brother can't just cancel on us like this out of the blue. This is going to ruin the whole holiday.
Well, I don't know why you're talking to me about this. It sounds like you should be talking to your brother. After all, did you even ask him why it is that he wouldn't be going this year?
Of course I asked him why he was doing this to us. He told me it was because you don't like how I teased you about not going to college. And he said that you two already spend enough time out of the year visiting home.
You did actually hear the reason, but I take it that wasn't enough to convince you?
Do I seem convinced to you? My brother isn't going to be home this New Year's Eve because you don't like a little teasing. Well, it's not my fault that a failure like you married into a family full of so many accomplished people. You need to grow a thicker skin.
You really just don't learn at all, do you?
And I have no idea what John was talking about with coming home too often. We're a family. We should be together as much as possible. John doesn't live at home anymore, so it's only natural that he should be spending all of his time off coming to visit us here.
And do you have any idea just how expensive it is having to travel to visit your parents so often in a single year? How much we spend on eating out and gifts and all that? By the time you account for a trip there and back for the two of us, airfare alone is usually around $1,500.
And so what? Who cares about how much it costs to see family? That should be nothing, especially since John works for such a huge company.
What do you mean by that?
Wait a second. I know what's going on here. This is all a part of a plan of yours to prevent him from ever coming home again. You're mad that John is spending his money on visiting his family and not on you. That's why you're trying to keep him from visiting us.
Well, I am not going to let you get away with this. You can mark my words. I really don't even know what to say to any of that.
You think you can just use my brother for his money? Well, you've got another thing coming, I can tell you that much. He should have never married a woman like you. You're just trying to rob him blind.
Wow, you have really taken this whole thing to another level. But I'll have you know that I was the one shelling out the money for all of the visits home.
That's a lie, and we both know it. I know you could never manage to do something like that. You just keep calling John's money your money. But you didn't earn it, and so it's not yours. I won't let you keep leeching off my brother. You won't ever lay another finger on a penny of his again.
You really think that I'm a parasite on your brother? Is that really how you see things?
Of course. Who else would I be talking about? You didn't go to college, you only have a high school diploma, and yet you talk as though you're the one that pays for anything. You're nothing but my brother's gold-digging wife, and don't forget it, you won't get away with this.
Okay, Lily, I really think that you need to calm down right now. In fact, I think that you might be confused about a lot of what goes on between your brother and
I haven't gotten anything wrong at all, and I am not going to listen to your lies.
I'm not lying when I say that I work very hard and contribute a lot to your parents and you. As for John not going to see you all this year, that was his own decision. I never asked him to do that at all. He came up with that all by himself.
No, you're lying to me. You're always lying to me. I know that you're nothing but a gold digger. I'll never listen to the lies of a bottom feeder like you. But if you're not going to own up to the truth, I'll have to take matters into my own hands to save my brother.
And just what are you trying to save him from?
You, of course. I'm trying to save him from you, and I'll do that by convincing him to divorce you. I'll make him see that you're nothing but a leech and convince him to leave you far behind where you can't take advantage of him anymore.
Okay, Lily, now this is really just getting to be ridiculous.
I know that I've got you scared now. You can't even defend yourself. And soon you'll have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. After all, I know that the town hall accepts divorce paperwork year-round with no days off. Wait a second. What do you mean? How are you supposed to divorce John and I? Oh, you poor stupid little thing. You see, I already sent out the divorce papers 35 minutes ago. You and my brother are already done. It's only a matter of time before he realizes that he doesn't need you anymore. Hold on a second, are you serious? Of course I'm serious. And now that you know that you and my brother are no longer married, I want you to pack up your things and leave. After all, I don't care where you end up since I get all the money I need from my brother anyways. You've always been a dead weight around here. Okay then, but I guess this means I'll stop paying for your schooling. What are you talking about? I'm talking about how I'm really at my limit with you, Lily. You keep making fun of me and disrespecting me. And now you're even saying that you've submitted paperwork to divorce me from your brother? I just don't see why I should show you any more patience after all of this. Oh, please. And what could someone like you even do, huh? I know it's my brother who sends my parents and I money. You can't threaten me with that. Especially since you and my brother are divorced now, remember? So now there's really nothing you can do. You really need to learn to stop getting so far ahead of yourself. I'll have you know that I already told John about what you've done, and he's talking to the county courthouse right now. Then he's coming back home. Wait, what? What do you mean? I mean that I really don't think you have any idea at all just how lucky you are. Not just you, but your parents as well. But all that is going to come to an end, and I don't care how much you cry to me about it. Nothing is going to change my mind. You can't do this to me. It's not fair. I had no idea that you were the one sending my family money this whole time. But it's already been a week since we normally get the money, and it still hasn't come. You have to send us the money right away. What do you think you're doing talking to me like this, Lily? Better yet, why are you coming to me about this when it's been John sending you the money? You should go and talk to your brother about this, not me. I tried. I messaged him and he told me that he was never ever sending us money in the first place. He told me that this whole time it was you sending us the money. Oh, really? And you actually believed what he had to tell you about that? Because this isn't the first time that he's said this and you just never listened to him. That's because I really thought that he was lying. I thought that he was just giving you credit for everything. But now John won't even answer me anymore. Please, you're all that I have left. I don't have anyone else who I can come to for help. Give me a break, Lily. I thought I told you to leave Daisy and I alone. You brag so much about getting to go to your niece's school, but you hardly have the brains to show for it. Wait a second. Is this John? Of course it is, and I told you that I was going to block you on everything. Not only that, but I told you that Daisy won't be sending you any more money. So how about you just leave us alone already? We're not in the mood to listen to you whine to us. In fact, I'm going to tell Daisy to block you too. Wait, you can't do this to me. Please, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. Please don't block me. I just really need this money. You have to understand. I really did think that it was my brother sending money to us this whole time. How am I supposed to pay for school without your help now? I don't care, and it isn't my problem, so quit bothering us with this. Even if she did choose to forgive you, I still wouldn't send you any more money. You aren't serious, are you? You wouldn't really do that to us, right? But I just, please, John, you have to know that I really had no idea it was Daisy that was sending the money. But if she doesn't keep sending it, then I won't be able to graduate. I mean, I knew that she worked for some big company or something, but I thought she was just a nobody. I had no idea she could afford to send so much money to us. But I really had no idea about any of this at all. But the money always came in through someone's credit card, and I just always thought it was yours. You mean all of my plans have come to nothing? After giving Lily a piece of his mind, John blocked her on every single thing we could think of. Later, I heard through the grapevine that Lily asked her school to allow her a break in her schooling so that she could raise money to continue her degree. Meanwhile, her parents were freaking out since John's decided to stop talking to his parents as well. His parents were furious at Lily for effectively ruining the relationship between her brother and her parents.
They demanded that if she was going to be living with them, that she would need to find a job and contribute to the household. I heard that because of all the hours of work Lily had to do, she was forced to drop out of her program. In fact, I've heard that Lily and her parents have all become recluses, Lily only leaving the house to go to work and come back. As for John and I, although it was tough for him to cut off communication from his family, he always said that it was his decision and he was glad that he made it. Thankfully, without as many visits to his parents' house, we've been able to spend much more quality time together. It had been an issue for us for so long that to have it suddenly solved was almost surprising. But we have been making the most of our newfound time together and always trying to make sure that we do something fun. I think that John has come a long way in coming to terms with his decision, and I think we're all finally starting to act like our old selves again. And having the extra money from not doing as much traveling and sending money doesn't hurt either.
Hey, did you hear that? David's wife got pregnant for the second time.
Oh, wow. Really? I'm very happy for them. Please say hi to them.
Oh, I will. So is that all your reaction?
Oh, why are you asking me that? I don't understand.
Oh, please don't be childish and don't pretend that you don't understand. How many times have I asked you, when will you be able to give me a grandbaby?
Oh, I'm sorry. Now I got what you mean.
So when?
Even if you ask me when, it won't make any sense to me. Kids are given as God's blessings. I can't really tell you an exact time.
Are you doing your job there? It's already been 2 years since you got married. Isn't it strange you still don't have kids?
Actually, it's not. We didn't plan to have kids that early. We just wanted to have some fun before we have kids. There is absolutely no rush.
What are you talking about? David's wife got pregnant immediately after they got married, and she's only 24. And you are already 26.
Well, that's right.
Isn't it obvious that you already need to have kids? You definitely need to hurry. I want to babysit my grandchildren. Don't you understand?
Well, I do.
Oh, if only your father-in-law was still alive, he would definitely say it to you more strictly. You do think about it. I don't know how much time I have to stay active and help you out.
Oh, don't talk like that. You are very healthy.
Well, I am right now. But I don't know how much longer I'll be like that. You will definitely need me, 'cause your parents are not reliable.
What do you mean they're not reliable?
Oh, don't be a fool. You know they live too far. They won't be able to cover all the travel expense to come that often and be around.
They'll be fine. They'll figure it out.
There's no need. You know, as soon as my grandchildren are born, I will start living with you.
Sorry? What do you mean?
That is gonna be your first child, right? It won't be easy to take care of a baby by yourself. It will be my first grandchild too, so I definitely need to be near you if you need me.
I definitely don't want to live together.
Even when a baby is born? Why are you saying that?
Why? That's obvious. Nick and me have our own schedule and it doesn't match yours. Moreover, you have a house my father-in-law left for you, so you have a place to live in.
Come on, that house is already too old. It definitely needs some construction even to be sold out.
But Nick doesn't want to live together either. He told you so many times.
For sure it will change when a baby is born. He will ask me to live with you and help you with the baby. Don't you worry.
Well, I don't think so.
It seems like he's a little far from me now, but when a baby is born, I'm sure he'll change his behavior and ask me for help.
Well, maybe you are right, but it's still early to talk about that because we are not planning to have a baby in the nearest future.
As they say, it's to have a shelter for every storm and be prepared in advance. You won't lose anything if we have this discussion now, so you can understand.
Well, yeah. Okay.
And please talk to my son. You think you are young now, but even if you give birth this year, you'll be 27 already. And if you decide to have a second child, It's gonna be too late.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, I wanna hold my grandchildren in my arms so badly. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, I'm gonna travel soon.
Oh, really? Where are you planning to go?
Florida, it's actually close to your parents' house.
Oh, really? Such a coincidence.
Oh, yes, it is. I was thinking about maybe I can visit your parents and get them something as a souvenir.
That's okay. You don't have to. Also, you didn't plan this trip in advance, so it's totally fine. Also, my parents seem to be quite busy recently.
Oh, really? Are you sure?
Yes, of course. I'm positive.
Okay, now I feel relieved. Otherwise, I don't know what I would tell them why I didn't come to visit.
That's fine. Also, you are traveling with your friend. I don't want any inconvenience for you.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to go anyway.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, I mean for people who live in a small town like your parents do, an expensive souvenir will be too much. They won't understand it, and it won't even make a difference for them.
Don't you find your words are hurtful?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't do it on purpose.
Yes, you did.
Well, I mean, we are very different. We live in a city, and your parents are poor people from a small town.
Are you trying to make fools of my parents?
No. I'm not trying to make fools of them. I'm just telling the truth. I always thought like that.
Oh, you did.
Yes, I mean you got married. What could I do? But you are definitely not a good match. I thought my son would marry somebody better than you.
Why are you saying that?
Oh, you know the reason. You ruined my dreams.
Which dreams are you talking about?
I wanted to have my grandchildren. I want to take care of them and cherish them. But you ruined everything.
No, I didn't.
You are such a miserable thing. You were born in a small town. Girls from places like that are not able to give a birth, obviously.
You hurt my feelings. Can you please stop it?
Did I? Oh, don't be so sensitive. It's not my fault. I'm just telling the truth. Please stop it. Don't ruin my mood before my trip. Hey, what were you wearing today?
What do you mean?
That was terrible. Don't play a fool. You knew my friend was coming tonight. Why didn't you get dressed properly?
But I did.
Oh, you argue with me all the time. No, you didn't. People will look at you and they will think that my son is the same level as you are.
But I don't have fancy clothes. My dress was okay. It was clean and nice.
You looked miserable in that dress. You should change your wardrobe.
But you told me that I was from a poor family, right?
Yes, you are.
So maybe you'll let me know how I should be dressed? Or maybe you could buy me some new dresses?
No, I won't. You should handle it by yourself. You shouldn't be dressed like that when you are around my son.
I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be. Just change your clothes. And if you don't want to do that, get a divorce. I don't want my son to be with such a bad-looking woman. You are not a good match to my son anyway. You are from a poor family. You are not pretty at all. You don't even know how to be dressed properly.
So, will you be satisfied if we get divorced with Nick? Hello, Mother. I'm just texting you to let you know that we successfully got a divorce.
Oh, really? Very nice. Now I can be relieved and start looking for another girl for my son.
But that's not possible.
Why isn't that possible? What are you talking about?
Because Nick already got married.
You said he got divorced.
Yes, but then he got married again. Me.
What?
Yes, he got divorced with poor me, but he got married with me, who is a nice rich family who owns a big corporation in Florida.
How come? You must be lying.
No, I'm not.
But you were lying all the time.
We didn't have a chance to tell you. Also, we didn't want you to ask us to pay you money. You remember what you told Nick about giving you money back when we got married? You told him to give you money back for all the time when you were bringing him up. Also, we knew that Nick's brothers and his wife, by the way, she gave birth to a baby.
How do you know that?
Well, we invited them to my parents' shore house and spent a nice weekend with them.
Your parents' shore house? I didn't know you own it.
Oh, yes. So you won't know about their life anymore, as well as about ours, because we're gonna cut all our relationships with you as well.
You can't do that.
Yes, we can.
What if I need help?
We asked your mother-in-law, my grandma, I guess, to help you out.
You couldn't ask that in a woman. She's nuts.
That's okay. You'll figure it out. It will be easier for you to live together, cook for yourself. You'll be okay.
How dare you?
My mother-in-law moved in with her mother-in-law. Seems like she became more quiet now and stopped asking everybody for money. Also, we stopped any relationships with her and blocked her contact. My parents treat my husband as his own son, and I am very happy with that. Now, when I don't feel stressed from my mother-in-law, I got pregnant, and soon there will be 3 of us.